So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. Exclusively designed by Nixie Nax Arts, we bring you our second exclusive mat with the colossal Rainbow Neos taking on Red Eyes Dragoon, using both Dark Magician and Red Eyes alongside Elemental Hero Neos and of course Rainbow Dragon. Produced by Venom Battle Gear, this is an exclusive mat only available from their site. You can get this mat both with and without zones, and it can be shipped worldwide. What are you waiting for? Visit venombattlegear.co.uk to get your own exclusive Rainbow Neos versus Red Eyes Dragoon playmat.
What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Z4 Games and I'm bringing to you guys a meklord deck update. I've been playtesting with this deck for a long time since the new support came out, just like constantly. I just now and again bring it up. It contradicts itself constantly, and then now and again. I sometimes bring up the deck just to like play test and just to see if I can make some tweaks and changes, because as I mentioned before, I really love meklords. This is one of my first competitive decks alongside Malefics, just because I really like the synergy between them two, and I thought they were very strong. But then back then we had like triple skill drain, things like that. So yeah, so I really love this deck, so I really want to try and make it as best as I can, as consistent as I can, even if it's just that side deck that's just fun to pick up and play, that isn't like my main focal point focus deck, that those being things like rockets, photons and DDD. So but yes, so I've been looking all around online to see what other people are playtesting with this deck, to see what other people are taking in this deck, and I found a profile that really intrigued me just because the synergy worked really well, or seemed to work really well. I playtested it, made my own personal tweaks, and I feel like I got a really good, solid, strong deck that is not only competitive in terms of like you can take this to your locals as with my last one, but also has budget options as well. Like there's a lot of good budget stuff in here that you can just easily pick up. The things I added aren't expensive, so there's covers all grounds for my personal profiles. So before that's done, before I get into this, if you enjoy this, give us a like and subscribe down below and ding that notification bell, because obviously if you enjoy someone's content, you don't want to miss out on that content. That notification bell helps prevent that, and all of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So with all that's done, let's get into this meklord deck. So first start off point is something that is a bit weird. I'm only playing 2 meklord Astral Triskelion. The reason is because you search this when you need it. This is primarily go second card, so but this deck wants to go first if it can. It can easily go second just because of your options like Triskelion. It can easily like a UTC in terms of like you can just wipe out boards clean once you bait out the negates and things like that. You can just easily summon this card out on the board, just swing into all of your opponent's monsters and steal something from their extra deck, which is very, very nice. But I don't want to max out on it, because if I was building this to go primarily second, I'd be playing things like Super Poly, Dark Ruin and Wars, and then Triskelion would definitely be a free op, just because you summon this and just swing into everything. But because this again wants to go first, if it can, I'm only playing 2 of it. Now I have to give a big shout out to Carl here, because he helped me out a lot on this. I love it. I love it so much. So thanks a lot, man. 2 copies of Weissel, one of them being the jump promo. I love it. I love it so much. So thank you, Carl. Yes, I played 2 Weissel just because this is your go first card, because it is your spell negate once per turn, and then you equip it with a destruction sword, and there you go. You got your extra deck lock with a spell negate, so you can block off that lightning storm, that MST, those twin twisters, those cyclone. It's going to try and get rid of your Buster Whelp, and you just go, no, Weissel negate, boom, done. Nice and easy there. I'm also playing the one Grinnell just because, again, this can be the third Triskelion if you really want to. I like it because the Earth attribute actually comes in handy later on, as you'll see. But yes, one Grinnell is another help you go second just because you summon this. It then becomes big depending how early in the game it is, and you can just punch over an opponent's card. I also play one meklord Emperor Weissel Synchro Absorption. This is something that you can just get off in your combo if your hand is right. And then you can not only have the Weissel, but you can also have the Synchro Absorption to then help protect it, give it extra protection, which is very, very nice. And one card I think a lot of meklord players are sleeping on just because it is a fantastic extender, and that is meklord Astro Dragon Asterix. This card is, as I said, a fantastic extender because when you're going off with your 1-card, 2-card combo, if you're going off your 2-card combo, you're going to have 3 meklords on board, that being the Emperor Weissel, and then your 2 meklord armies. If you have this in your hand already, it can then become a 3-card combo because then you just get that additional extender, which is very, very handy, very, very helpful. And even in the late game, like, or if you're going second as well, if you do get this out on board as well, if you're 3 meklords, if you don't need the, if you have like this, and then this combos very well with your your Triskelion, just because you'll get this and your Triskelion in your hand, you summon this, you then sack your 3 meklords to give this an additional buff, like in terms of attack points, to jump this all the way up to like nearly 4,000 plus, and then you can banish those 3 that you just literally tributed for your Triskelion. So again, Asterix is a very strong extender in this deck, and the reason it's strong is because it is meklord named. Literally, that's the reason why it's so strong, because it's named meklord. You can search it, it combos with your cards, like it has a lot of synergy in the deck just because of its name. So don't sleep on it, try it out. It's just as a 1-of. I was playing it as a 2-of, and 2 does work, but in this build when I was fine tweaking it, I felt like 1 was just fine. So that's it for your Emperors. You have now your Infinity Nucleus Core. Great card, searches all your meklord spells and traps, which is absolutely phenomenal. And then when it gets popped, you get a 3 meklord Emperor. 1 Army Obligato. Like, this card's just fantastic. I actually want to tech this in things like what is it? Other machine decks like Cyber Dragons and ABCs, just because this is literally a 1-card either Union Carrier or Gigan X, and because it locks you into your machines, but you're playing a machine deck anyway, like your ABCs, like your things like that, so you don't exactly really care that you're locked into machines because that's the deck you're already playing. So this is a really cool card. I think like other machine decks could like try it out just to see if a really cool tech engine. And then you have your army engine to go along with him. So your 1 Army Grinnell, 1 Army Weissel, and 2 Army Skills. I tried to find my Super Army Grinnell and I can't find it. It's so annoying. I probably gave it to somebody by accident. Yeah, but the reason I gone with 2 skills opposed to like 2 Grinnell and 2 Weissel is because worst case scenario, I can just set this if they attack it is in a battle. It's a battle defender. It's like a battle staller, so like things like that. So that's the reason why I got with 2 skill. And now for the supplementary engine, very small, but we're playing a very small Machina engine in forms of 1 Citadel, 1 Metal Contract, and 2 Cannon. The reason for this is because the Machina cards work off cards being destroyed. They are all just synergize with themselves, they all search themselves, and they just help you with machine extenders. Especially Cannon. The reason I really like Cannon is because of his level can come in quite handy. It's just literally a free summon, which is very, very handy. Metal Contra and Citadel. Citadel just literally, if an Earth machine's destroyed by an effect, resummons itself. You have your meklord Emperors, which are Earth machines. So if those get popped, which are very easy to do in the game, with things like Assembly, it's just a free summon back of Citadel. Metal Contra searches not only these, but of your Emperor Grinnell and your Army Grinnell, if you need to search your Army Grinnell, but your Emperor Grinnell definitely. And as I said, these are just free extenders that are level 8. Very, very cool cards. I really like this engine. I was playing it as a higher engine, so I was playing like the Sky one, like the drone one, and then your Dark level 4. I was playing things like that, but I felt like in testing it then just became a clunky Machina deck, which then wasn't working for me. I want it to be a meklord deck with supplementary engines to help it out. And so I really cut down on the Machina engine to the point where I just thought like these were perfect, along with the trap, which you'll see later on. But yeah, so these ones, try them out, give it a good go, especially these two. These two can be anything that you want. I just thought, again, these were just very good, being Earth Machines and level 8s. It's very, very handy. And then there were one Buster Sword, because it's like one of the best first turn locks that this deck can do is just a Buster Lock with Rysel. Then we have, moving on to spells, 3 copies of meklord Assembly, literally on a day recording this video. These arrived in the post, my other 2 copies. Really happy, finally, no more proxies in this deck. Yeah, free assembly, just a great card. Searches your cards and helps your combo off by popping a card as well, which again combos very well with your Machina cards. One thing that a lot of people aren't playing in their decks, and I'm testing it out and it's been doing very well because it really helps with those dead hands, bricky hands, is one Fortismo, the Mobile Fortress. It's literally a field spell that says once per turn you can express someone meklord army from your hand. Simple as that. Doesn't care how many monsters you have on the field, doesn't care how many monsters your opponent has on the field, just literally a free summon of a meklord army. If you really wanted to, you can use this with your deploy obligatory, which then means you haven't wasted your normal summon on the army obligatory. But if you do have those hands where you just have 2 random meklord armies and nothing to combo off with, you can at least go, okay, cool, Fortismo, special 1, normal 1, overlay into Gigant Cross, detach, search, keep going if you can. Like, just really helps with those dead hands, those really weird hands, just as a nice little one-off tech. I think the only issue with this is that it's not named meklord. Like, it should have been called like meklord Fortismo, the Mobile Fortress, or something like that, or at least in its flavor text or something like that, where it says this card's always treated as a meklord card, so that way your Infinity Core can search it. That would have been a lot better. One card that I kind of class as a meklord card, but also a Machina card, is Supply Squad. I'm only playing as a one-off just because I feel like more copies would just be a bit bricky and dead. Or not really dead, but just a bit bricky. I don't want to have too many clocking in my hand. But it combos very well with the meklord stuff, because, you know, you play this, it then on activation, on first turn playing it, you can, it is basically an upstart goblin, as it just replaces itself. But then later down the game, it then just gives you a +1 every time. So it's a very, very nice card, so I like to play it. 1/1 for ones, you know, your Infinity Core. 3 Allure Darkness. We do play a lot of duplicate darks in this deck that we don't mind banishing. And then 1 copy of Machina Defense Perimeter. I really like this card in this deck just because it's not Machina based. Like, it's got Machina in its name, but the whole effect is just generic, which is very, very handy for this deck. So there's a continuous spell that while you control a level 7 or higher machine monster, which, bear in mind, your astrals your bigger ones are classed as that, and then you have your Machinas as well. Your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machine monsters you control for attacks. Also, your opponent can't target it with card effects. If a face-up machine monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 machine monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. This in your combo is fantastic because you just get your Infinity Core back, which is just insane, or you get your Deployer back again, which is just insane, because then that 1 card that you just added back is just a straight extender for next turn. Just do your whole combo again. Fantastic card. Just really like it as a nice little one-off. Like, this comboed with Assembly is just really, really good. Like, I love this card so much. Like, it's just so, so good. 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Cool Black Grave to find out the spells. For traps, we're playing the 1 meklord Astral, the Eradicator. It's a big shame that, like, I don't know why Konami has this with the game in terms of the game mechanic ruling, but if a card says ignoring summoning conditions, it doesn't apply to the graveyard, in the sense that you have to summon properly first to ignore summoning conditions from the grave. What's the point in doing that? Like, it's just stupid. Like, little mini rant there, But I hate that ruling so much because it just makes the game so confusing for no reason. It's just pointless complications in the game. And things like that just like really frustrate me. But yes, I really like this. Is a nice little one-off just because you can search it with your Infinity Core. It's a really good like late game card because you just play this, bring back like 3 armies, and then against summon an Astral Dragon, send them off, and then summon a your Triskelion. Like bringing a Infinity Core back with this is very, very nice. And then if you did summon properly a Weissel, you can then get that back as well, so you got another spell negate, which is very, very cool. So 1 Astral Eradicator and 2 copies of Machina Overdrive. A really good trap card for this deck just because it synergizes very well with your machines, and then it gets your Machina engine going, which is very, very handy. And then not only that, but because it pops, you can target machine you control, special summon Machina with a different name from your hand or deck, and if you do, destroy the targeted monster. Because it pops, it can set off your Emperors, which is very, very handy, gets them onto the field. And then it recycles as well, because then you can target 3 machines in your grave that's banished, or in your grave, and shuffle them back into your deck and draw 1 card. So literally this, if you banish your 3 off your Triskelion, then you just shuffle them back and draw a card. Like, really good card. I really like this card as a nice 2 of. You can play as a 3 of, but I play 3 Torrential to round up the main deck as a whole, just because the whole deck's based around popping. Like, so Torrential is really good at doing that, while also being a destructive card. So if you wanted to, you can play the Searcher for Torrential, but I just feel like it's not needed really. I'd play it, definitely. I was playing like a water deck, I'd definitely play that. Moving on to the extra deck, for Link Force, the extra deck is a bit weird. I will briefly explain why it's like that, constructed like this. But we're playing the 1 Bomber and the 1 Skull Jab, control the board with popping while also benefiting off your cards. Skull Jab is just a really good card just because you're not really going for the draw 4 effect. You're going for the just to get your materials off the board, while also giving a slight little boost in power, and if you can, get a free summon a turn. It's very, very handy. I do play Orchestron, Longisu, and Galatea. So the reason I'm playing these is because I was trying out a small Orcus engine, and I do have it in like my 2 side deck piles in my deck box. But the funny thing is, you can technically get these on board because we do play Dingirsu as well, who I also just plop here as well. And that's why I said that the Machina Cannon is very handy, because it's level 8. Because you can then generically, naturally then make Dingirsu. So now you have an Orcus name on board, so you can then go into your links. If you really wanted to go with that, and keep them in there. Exactly like I've got it here. If you really wanted to keep them in, you can then technically summon out Dingirsu and then summon these out. But it's just because I was playing a small Orcus engine in my side deck. So with things like Orchestron, you then can sort out your Dark Marketers, your Dark Meklords. And I was playing like the level 7 and the Wand as well. So I was just playing those as well. Moving on, we have 1 Underclock Take. It's nice and generic. We Wish Apprentice, we do play darts. Cleanfoot Genius, because we are machines. Union Carry for the Buster Lock, and Link Karibo, because we do play level 1s. And then we play the 1 number 81 Super Dreadnought. You can play the Gustav Max if you wanted to. 1 Draw Driver for Sprenior, because we are playing Gigan X, because then you can just go into this when you've used it. 1 number 27. Like, if I'm going to play this in any deck, it's going to be something like this. Which then you can tell people, go into your number 81. And to round up the extra deck, and the deck profile is Gigan X, because we have level 4s, engines with machines that like to search machines. And we want to search machines. Like, we're all machines. So, that, guys, is the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below what you think about this. Sorry this profile is a bit long for an update profile, but there's a few things I really had to explain. I felt like I had to explain my reasonings behind it and why they synergize so well. Again, thank you, Carl, for the Emperor Weissel. Love it so much. Now I need to get another one. But no, like one should be fine. But guys, hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, happy dueling.
So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZW Games 5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. Exclusively designed by Nixinax Arts, we bring you our second exclusive mat with the colossal Rainbow Neos taking on Red Eyes Dragoon, using both Dark Magician and Red Eyes alongside Elemental Hero Neos and of course Rainbow Dragon. Produced by Venom Battle Gear, this is an exclusive mat only available from their site. You can get this mat both with and without zones, and it can be shipped worldwide. What are you waiting for? Visit venombattlegear.co.uk to get your own exclusive Rainbow Neos versus Red Eyes Dragoon playmat.